A lot of health concerns have been linked to conditions that you see on the nails. I mean, isn't that how Bob Marley died? He had a toenail that had a melanoma. If you take any kind of product and you have it on your nails, you apply it on your nails, and then you try to rip it off with your teeth, you will take your nail with it. You know, I sit at restaurants and I look around and I notice toes and I'm like, that person has a nail fungus, that person has a nail fungus, that person has a nail fungus. I can see it.
This is Skin Talks, the podcast where we go deeper than skin, products, and trends and explore the conversations that actually matter in health, beauty, wellness, and confidence.
We're a mother-daughter duo and the founders of Boutique Skin Envie. After years inside the industry, we've learned that health is never just about what you use. It's about everything you digest, how you think, how you live, what you eat, how you move, what you put on your skin, and how you feel in your own body.
If you're looking for insight, honesty, and a fresh perspective on the future of health, beauty, and wellness, you're in the right place.
Let's get into it.
Skin Talks podcast by Boutique Skin Envie, hosted by Beate and Natasha.
Here's something most people don't know about Beate. The whole career, the clinic, all of it started with hands, nails, and feet. She went to school in Germany to learn it properly, came home, and in 1996 started a distribution business bringing the German brand Alessandro to Canada. She trained nail and foot techs, not the basics, but how to do beautiful pedicures, nail extensions, gel overlays, and manicures. And to teach that, she had to learn hands, nails, and feet from the ground up. That is where the whole journey began. So today is two things: a little trip back to the start and a proper summer guide because sandal season is here and most of us suddenly remember we have feet. We're going to walk you through the real fixes for the stuff nobody likes to talk about with the exact products we reach for, all of which we carry on BSC. Welcome back to another solo episode. This one's super fun, a little different.
Yeah.
But before we get started, can you take us all the way back? Most people have no idea this is where your career began.
Yeah, it's interesting because if I go back to 1996, I was living in Germany and you were born
2 years
in
oldish.
1994. So I had been living in Germany at the time for 5 years in 1996. And it's actually not where my career began. My career began in Montreal working for a family business, but I was in wall partition systems and commercial furniture. So
Very different.
I loved it because I was in customer service and planning and stuff like that. But I really never thought that it would be for the rest of my life, even though I was in a family organization. And somewhere in my mind, I always thought, Beate, you want to do something on your own. Yeah. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so it was always kind of in me. But I had never found my place of what I wanted to do really, because for me, when you start a business, I always say this, you need to be solving a problem. Right? So I hadn't found that yet. But what I did do when I was in Germany is I used to go and have my nails done at this nail salon right downtown Frankfurt. And I started going there because I had been doing my nails in Canada, but I had a lot of eczema on my hands. And eczema, for anybody who has it on your hands, if it goes on your fingers, it actually will affect your nails, because it affects the matrix where the nail is forming. And so nails grow with bumps, lumps, ridges, all kinds of different things. And I got the allergy because I was helping clean out after a fire at a restaurant called the Willow Inn. And some sort of chemical got on my hand. And then it just stayed with me for years and years and years. I don't have it anymore. But at the time, I developed a lot of ridges and bumps on my right hand, on like my baby and my ring finger. So I started to do artificial nails in Canada. And that was like the original days of artificial nails with acrylic, and it smelled terrible and they were thick and god awful looking. And I moved to Germany during that time and I wanted to continue getting my nails done. So I went to this nail salon and she was using this brand called Alessandro, and it was gel. And I had never seen anything that looked more beautiful and more natural. But this was like before you were born. And then, our careers started to shift because the company we worked for decided to stop and move the manufacturing up to Hanover, Germany. And I wasn't willing to do that move. So I started to, my eyes started to open to different things. And one day I just thought, this gel nail is really kind of cool. I've never seen anything like that in Canada. They only have these acrylic and blah, blah, blah. So I came back to Canada in the in-between phases and I started to call nail salons. And I was like, do you have a gel system where you use a light? Have you ever heard of this before? and nobody had heard about it
Wow.
at that time. So that's when I made a decision. Alessandro's headquarters was located in Dusseldorf, Germany. It was led at the time by a woman named Sylvia Trosca. And I went up with your dad to see her and have a conversation and asked her if she would be willing to give us the distribution rights for Canada. So that's how it all kind of started. But she said, if you want to take my brand in Canada, and actually it was at the time North America, Canada and the United States, you have to go to school and you need to learn everything there is about nails and feet, because she also had a line for feet as well. And so I was like, okay, fine. So we had been at that time, fast forward, we had moved to Austria. We were living in Vienna, and I went to southern Germany. I think we were in Munich, somewhere in the area of Munich. I can't remember the exact town, but I had to go there for several weeks in a row. So we'd drive up, drop me off. And I was taking this hand and nail care course, and it was brutal. I learned how to do artificial nail extensions. I learned how to do pedicures. I learned how to do a manicure, how to apply nail polish. And this woman was like so strict and really, I don't know. I am an artistic person. I do know that, but I got it. But it took me a while. I remember my first set of nails took me 8 hours to do it. And she was standing beside me and like, no. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose it. Anyways, I finally got it and I became very good at it. And so I brought that, when we brought the brand to Canada and the United States. We started by doing a show in New York.
Like one of those
a trade show in New York, and Sylvia Trosca flew out. We had a booth, we had all the nail polishes, everything there. We had nail technicians doing demonstrations, and that was like how I kicked off my career. Had no idea what I was doing. I was really raw dogging it. It just seems to be something that is being used more often on BSC lately. But I was in the United States, and Alessandro, it was beautiful. The booth was gorgeous, and we had so much interest, and it just started from there. But to go back to the course, I had to learn everything about hand and nail care and nail design and foot care to be a distributor in Canada, to be able to train people, because essentially I was selling and training people and everything at the same time. So that was the beginning. And I guess most people don't know that about me because, you know, like I started, and that was what led me into the whole beauty industry. But what I realized during the process is hand and nail care and foot care is really, really an important thing, because there's so many people doing it, but there's no particular regulation.
No.
So when you're training people, a lot of people, they just decide one day, I don't know what to do. You know, I'm just going to start doing nails out of my home and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that can happen when you don't do it properly.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to learn about all that to be able to sell the brand and train on the brand. And that's what we did. I went right across Canada. I remember driving to New York City and training nail salons in New York City. Like, it was wild. The things that I did in retrospect, going back, I said, I'm going to take on North America like it's this huge oyster, right? But I was spreading myself too thin instead of focusing just locally. But that's how our distribution company started. It was from hand and nail care. And then we expanded
in Canada? Is it still existing?
They went through a lot of different phases, Alessandro. They were bought out. They went into not Sephora. They went in originally into a place called Douglas.
Yeah,
in Germany.
It's like a Sephora.
And I think that they kind of lost their roots because they were really a professional hand and nail care brand. And they were the OG Germany brand. Like, they were bigger than OPI, Creative Nail Design, or CND. They were bigger than everybody. They were leading the market. And it was because they had a gel system that was what...
Strip Black.
Well, that was later on. That's the same as like what we know today as shellac.
Yeah.
So what they did was they would look at what was going on in North America and probably in Asia, and they created their own German brand. But they were much better than anything that you could find in the North American market.
Yeah.
Like, their quality of product was really superior, but they lost their place, I think, when they diversified into the retail market. And eventually I think it got sold. It went into some different hands, and I don't even know if it still exists to this day, which is kind of sad because it was really good.
No, I'm checking it online right now. It still exists.
It does exist, but it's nowhere near where it was. Like they were in all the duty-free shops in all the airports in Europe. Like they really did a good job bringing it to market. But because they did that, the nail technicians didn't necessarily like it. So you know how it is when professional goes into retail.
Yeah.
But they lost their way a few times. And I know that they had some bumps, some really big bumps, and they sold, and it was a tough time. But all to say, that's where I started my beauty career, is in hand and nail care.
Amazing. So you had to train everybody.
I trained everybody.
So it's still available. It's actually on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, they have Alessandro, the website, so that still exists. I just saw on Amazon you can buy the strip black. That's why I'm like, oh
Strip
my God.
black is like the version of
shellac.
shellac. When shellac is like Kleenex, it's a brand name. It's actually just a gel polish, right?
Kind of
But
crazy.
it's come a long way, gel polishes, which we're going to get into today.
So you obviously have a really good background.
I have a good background. I have an understanding of hand and nail care and also foot care. Yeah, I do. But I honestly haven't kept up on all the trends. But what I do know is that if you funnel down and quiet the noise of all the marketing and the names, and because, people try to create brands and market them in a way that seem different or appealing to people, of this is the new latest and greatest. But in reality, there's only about, I think it's 5 or 6 different ways to do artificial nail extensions. It's not like there's hundreds of names for it, but there's only 5 or 6 different ways to do it. So it's just marketing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how they bring it to market. But it's come a long way. But, and it's a fun industry to get into, because hand and nail care, I mean, everybody loves to have their most people love to have their nails done. It just feels good. And a pedicure always feels good. But for a lot of people, it's just a treat,
Yeah. Which leads us into we obsess over our faces and completely often forget about our hands and feet until summer hits. Yeah. And I think that, for us, that's very foreign because we get our nails done religiously.
Well, we're also on camera all the time, right? So you always want to be, it's our industry. So for me, it's been my industry since 1996. I've always had my nails done. It's been a priority, and my feet too.
Yeah.
But I also understand a lot about hands and feet. So that's why I also do it, because for me, it's a hygiene component 100%. And it's taking care.
Yeah.
But you're right.
I feel like people probably mostly forget about their feet. And then when summer comes, it's like, oh my God, I'm wearing sandals now. I'm wearing flip-flops. I got to show.
And they take out these claws out. So the thing is that the hands and the feet are extremely important areas of the body. They have a big job and a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And taking care of them is super important. And so let you go back to what your comment about the hands. They show age faster than anywhere else. And it's because, in my opinion anyways, your hands are exposed. Like, how many times a day do you wash your hands?
A lot.
How many times a day do you do dishes? How many times a day do you clean with chemicals somehow? And so our hands are exposed to driving, holding the wheel, summer and cold. So heat and cold. Think about what your hands go through when you're filling up your car at a gas station at minus 20, right? And we do it. So they're also exposed to UV rays, and they're the last thing that we think about. We kind of take it for granted. It's kind of like the neck or the décolleté in a way, Yeah. We only start to take care of those things once we notice it. And it's true, the hands do show signs of aging. We see it in plastic surgery and people going in for all kinds of facelifts and stuff, but their face, now they can do really nice neck lifts and stuff, but then they just pull out their hands. Even me, my hands, I have spots on my hands, but I never took care of them properly, even though I'm in the industry. I'm not putting an SPF on the back of my hands every single day. I'm not wearing the bougie.
Try to remember when you're applying your creams, not you, because I know you do this, but I'm generally when you're applying your creams and your acids, to always rub the leftovers into your hands.
And my retinol at night.
To remember.
My retinol at night, I always put it on the top of my hands, and I'm obsessed with hydration. I've been obsessed with hydrating my hands for years.
I have your hands.
Yeah. And so, your age shows on your hands. So we need to think about it and take it in consideration. If you're a younger person listening to this today, definitely put SPF on your hands. You're putting it on your face. You might as well just put it on your hands.
Yeah.
Your future self is going to thank you, because your hands are exposed. And when you think about your feet, they carry us our entire lives. Running shoes where all winter long, you're in socks and shoes where it's dark, moist, and sweaty for a lot of people.
Disgusting.
Foot fungus can develop. We take showers, but how many people actually lift their feet up in the shower or in the bathtub and actually wash their feet? It's not. We take it for granted. So toenail fungus can happen. I mean, one of the biggest things that we saw or we studied when I was back even at that time in Germany is like when you look at elderly people, because they can't reach down and cut their toenails the same way and all that kind of stuff. So the feet, you know, when you have cracked heels, it can pull bacteria into the body or infection. It can, your nails, toenail fungus, if you don't have clean feet, like it can be a really big problem. And that's why there's a lot of podiatrists today that deal with that kind of stuff, because feet are really a concern.
Yeah.
So, you know, and they have a big job. There's a lot of weight on them every day. Think about how many days you're on your feet for your entire life, you know? You get calluses. If you're a little bit heavier, sometimes your feet really take a beating if you're overweight. They have a big job.
Yeah.
You can see it when you look at somebody's feet. Like
I tend to not look at anybody's feet.
well, there's a
ever.
lot of people that have the feet like fetishes, or they have feet aversions.
I would say feet aversions.
Yeah. Because a lot of the times feet aren't well taken care of and manicured, right? The toenails aren't cut properly. There's
so much more than just like the cosmetic point of view or like the aesthetic of having nice nails and nice toenails. Like it is also nice just to get a pedicure, manicure for the cleanliness of it. So
Well, it's
much more than just
it's health.
Yeah.
It's health and
aesthetic.
You know, when going for a regular pedicure is really important for your feet, considering what they have to do, and manicures too. You know, it's your nails are, I mean, a lot of people don't do it. And if you don't do it, you don't have to do it. I'm not saying to do it, but when you meet somebody and you're having dinner with somebody and you're sitting across the table from somebody
and their nails are coming
and you look at their
towards you.
nails and they're like a disaster or dirty. I mean, you know, I notice that kind of stuff. I noticed it on feet too. So, and I'm not a snob about it. Like, do your thing. It's okay. No judgment, but it's noticeable and we forget about it.
I think it's important.
And it also, your nails, like actually your nail bed and your toenail bed and your feet, a lot of health concerns have been linked to conditions that you see on the nails. You know, calcium deficiencies, traumas, you know, nail melanoma under the nail. I mean, isn't that how Bob Marley died? He had a toenail that had a melanoma. Like there's a lot that you need to take care of when it comes to your hands and your feet. And your health is often, you can see a lot in somebody's nails. You can see if somebody's diabetic. You can see you can see those things by the color and the condition of their nails. There's telltale signs. And that's one of the things we studied when I was at school is when you look at the actual fingernail, you see a lot. And that's why doctors will often, and in the past, I think a little bit less now, will look at your nails as part of their, like, to see what's going on with your health. Like when I gave birth to you, they told me, take the nails off, like no nail polish color. We want to be able to see your nails because if something's going on with you, your nails will show it. And if they want to see how your blood circulation is, press on your nail. It goes white and then pink.
Interesting.
That tells you how your circulation is in your body. So there's a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
You know, that the nails tell. So taking care of them is important. It's not a luxury. It's like part of hygiene in a way.
So for somebody who's like not into all of this and needs like a hand and nail or hand and nail guide, where do we start? Like we have a lot of products on BSC. Like for somebody who has no idea what's going on, just wants to have the basics, like what like products you can recommend? Let's start with the hands.
Well, like a good nail file, you know, to keep your nails, if you're, you know, depending on who you are.
Or a
nail clipper, a good nail file. You have to be careful when you're cutting your fingernails. There's actually a methodology. A lot of people will just put the nail clipper on the nail in the middle and just snip it down.
You have to go from the side.
You go side, tip, side, tip. Because you're putting too much pressure on the nail and it splits it. It can cause like
especially when you have
peeling. It could cause like unnecessary fractures in the nail. And then also when you're filing a nail, you're never supposed to go back and forth. You see people going back and forth on their nails. It's not like that, because if you actually microscopically look at the nail with the nail file, you're tearing your nail into shreds, and then you expect it to grow healthy and not split on the edges and stuff like that. So they say side, middle, and then you sweep one direction, and you're supposed to use a nail file that is very, very fine.
Yeah.
Like, those glass nails became very popular and stuff like that. Those are particularly, like, they take a long time to file with. But they're my favorites because I know I'm not shredding the edge of my nail.
Okay, yeah.
And that goes the same for feet. So there's a methodology behind all of that. So if you're new to hand and nail care, know how to cut your nails. Be very careful for the sides of your nails, and especially your toes, that you don't go too much into the side kind of quick, because you can cause ingrown infection, problems with your cuticles.
Yeah.
And once you get into that challenge with your cuticles and you cut that area, you're open to bacteria, because your hands and feet are just susceptible to that. And you also, it's like a slippery slope. It's hard to get rid of, so you want to be really cautious about those types of things. So a good nail file, some clippers. I'm a big fan of cuticle emollients and cuticle oils.
Me too. I love my cuticle oil, specifically in the winter time. I'm using the Gel Care cuticle oil. I love it. I use it I have to use it every single day, because I have the driest cuticles when it's winter time.
See, I don't, because I go regularly for manicures, but yes, I've seen you use it all the time.
All the time. And that helps a lot. I still want to use it obviously in the summertime, but specifically in the winter, my nail esthetician's always like, use your cuticle oil, use your cuticle oil.
A lot of people have very
I also really
dry.
like it because it's antibacterial.
Yeah. So
There's
we
a component
carry,
in it.
on Boutique Skin Envie, we carry 2 different hand and nail care lines, like very focused on hand and nail care. The first one is Gel Care, which is really fun because it's a Montreal company. And it's fun to see such a Montreal-based Canadian company do so well in the hand and nail care space.
Yeah, the founder, Emily, she's amazing.
She's amazing,
She's so artistic, and she knows exactly what she's doing.
She knows what she wants. Yeah, it's fun we've had a couple meetings with her, and it's been really a fun process to learn how she's built her business, and very, very intentional behind everything she does, from artistic to execution.
Yeah.
She owns a nail salon in Montreal called Le Manoir, and good luck getting an appointment there, because they're always busy. That's one brand that we carry, and we love her, and we love the products too. And actually we use those products on our fingernails because they're the best. And there's a second brand that we brought in, I guess about 2 years ago. And oh my God, did it pop off. Manicurist from France. Remember we went to Paris? They have such a full range of hand and nail care, much more elaborate than Gel Care. Like Gel Care's brand is really around polish, which is a newer launch. They started with gel polish.
Their own gel,
Their own gel polish, which the product is phenomenal. What's nice about it is the application is super thin, but it's very, very strong. So it works like a nail extension, but it's actually just a gel polish. So it's so nice. And they have beautiful array of colors, always seasonal collections that come out. But they have accessory products for foot and hand care, like cuticle oils, cuticle emollients, nail files, clippers,
and they also
nippers.
during COVID they started their starter kit. So basically, like you can,
everything that you need.
It's like you can't come to the nail salon. Like here's your starter kit for at home, so everyone could do their nails at home, which is really cool. So everything you need to do your nails, they provide.
And whereas Manicurist is really like Alessandro was back in the day,
More like
it's really nail care.
Yeah.
Like if you have this, use this.
Yeah.
If you have this, use
if
this.
you have weak and bendy nails.
And people love the brand because they have what they call their flash range, which is UV polish, but it's different. It's very, very fast removal. It doesn't have the same durability, in my opinion, as Gel Care does. Gel Care is just a little bit more of a professional brand. But the people that I've spoken to that use Manicurist, their flash range with the UV light, they're like, I love it because it takes nothing to get it off. It's super quick and they can just change colors. And literally this brand is going wild on BSE. I haven't seen a brand do that.
It's also fun and like it's a fun brand, I find.
It's fun. They have a lot of innovation.
They focus a lot on like nail health and also repair.
Nail health, repair, preparation. They have the flash range, which is the UV polish, and then they have the exact same nail polishes, same colors
in nail polishes, the green flash.
we have the green flash and just the green.
Yeah.
right? And then they have all kinds of fun kits. Like they just came out with a seasonal collection this summer. So did Gel Care.
They also have kid nail polish.
They have kids nail polish. They have hand creams. They have balms. They have soaks. They have removers. They have a lot of SKUs and a lot of colors. And it's just a really fun range.
And what I like so much also about these products is that they're a little bit like known to be cleaner.
Well, yeah.
We don't like to love to say it, but there's a certain ingredient.
I have to find Hema, HEMA, yeah, which is puts it more on the cleaner.
Yeah, so it's Hema free. Both Manicurist and Gel Care are Hema free.
Yes.
So that makes it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So it's a cleaner option than like the random stuff that you find at like the pharmacy or whatever.
Let's talk about at-home skincare tools because most of them are either too weak to matter or too harsh to be safe. If you want professional level results at home, you need something clinically tested and designed by skin experts. The Environ Cosmetic Roll CIT is a medical grade derma roller that creates tiny microchannels in the skin so your serums can penetrate up to 80% deeper. It enhances results, it boosts collagen, and when used correctly, it's incredibly safe and effective. If you're going to invest in at-home skin technology, make it something proven. Use Skin Talks 15 at Boutique Skin Envie, spelled BSKINENVIE.ca for 15% off your first order. So I also want to talk about something that I learned when I was in Germany, and I know there's some different schools of thought here, but you know, when people put artificial nail extensions or gel polish or nail polish on their nails or toenails, you'll often hear people say, well, I have to take it off because I need to let my nails breathe.
Yeah.
Or that it damaged to my nail.
Yeah.
So two things that I want to be clear on. If your nails are damaged, it's not because of nail polish. It's because of technique. Yeah. So using, let's say, drills in a way that brings it down to the nail bed. And you see that in a lot of salons and spas. Like you'll see them with the nail drill going at the nails, and the nails just get thinner and thinner and thinner.
Oh no, I'm having like moments. It makes my skin crawl when I think about when I used to do extensions and I had somebody with the electric thing.
Yeah.
If I think about like how they used to bend, like they
the bend, and also you would see the red lines, the red half moons, but that's where it went too thin, where the nail is thinner.
Yeah.
So you can see the nail bed. So the drill and the nail file. Also, another thing is if you take any kind of product and you have it on your nails, you apply it on your nails, and then you try to rip it off with your teeth, you will take your nail with it.
I've done that.
Right.
Yeah.
So have I. I think most people have. But the actual product itself, I think there's a misconception in the industry that the nails breathe. The nails don't breathe. They're not like breathing.
There's no
they're
porous.
No, they're porous, but they're not breathing. So it doesn't matter what you put on top of it. The nail's breath is by the blood circulation underneath. So I remember the teacher that I had in Germany always saying to me, if you really want your nails to get stronger and grow, rub them. Stimulate blood circulation in your fingernails. Nail polish and gel is not going to make your nails weaker because your nails aren't breaking. That is breathing. That's just a total misconception, right? So you just rub them. But who thinks about doing that all day? But it is the way to fortify and strengthen your nails. And product is not. So technique and also another thing that back in the day, we were using a lot of acrylics, right? And they would put acetone on the nail. And not acetone, they would put acid on the nail. And the acid, what its job was, if I can try and explain it in a very easy way. Well, it's acid you put on the nail, so it kind of makes the top layer of the nail mushy. Like it makes it weak and like mushy. And then when you put the acrylic on top, the chemical reaction is that it bonds with the mushy layer.
That's
right?
disgusting.
So that's how it stays off. And that's why, like back in the day, when you were to hit your nails and you would break an acrylic nail, you would sometimes take your nail with it. It was bad. But it's how everything starts and evolves, right?
Yeah, of course.
So today, everything's come a long way. But I think that gel polish, even if, like I still have some girlfriends that go and get gel nails, I don't even think you need gel nails. If they were just to discover gel polish, like a brand like Gel Care, my nails are as strong.
My nails have never been better in my entire
as
life.
when I had actual gel. And when I scratch myself, it actually feels like my own fingernail.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, you know how, because when you put those thick, right. And the nice thing is you can do it on your toes too, you know?
And it stays forever. It's
so I don't know if that
good.
answered your question there about everything. Okay.
Okay. So now that we've spoken a bunch about fingernails and like the aesthetics and the brands that we love, let's talk a little bit more about actual like foot care.
Yeah.
Now that we're going into the summer, we said that often people don't do anything for their feet during the winter, which I mean is normal.
Unless you're me.
Me too.
Obsessed.
Yeah. And then you're going into summer and like your feet are coming out of hibernation and it's like scary. And like, what do you like? Sometimes people have cracked heels. Like what is
Sometimes, a lot of the times.
Yeah. So let's get into that. Maybe we can recommend some products as well. Or talk about FootLogic specifically. And I want to mention quickly, we did have the founder of FootLogic on.
Yeah, there's an amazing episode, but about 2 years ago we did it. It's a while back. If you just look up foot on on Skin Talks, you'll find the episode.
And she really spoke about like getting medical pedicures. Like it's so important to take care of your feet because like you said before, like cracked heels can breed bacteria and like fungus
Nail
and all
fungus.
that stuff.
I see people walking around because I notice stuff like this. Not that I stare at people's feet, but I'll be at a restaurant.
Does have a foot fetish.
Not a fetish because it's not like I want to go down and like massage somebody's feet or anything like that. But I sit at restaurants and I look around and I notice toes and I'm like, that person has a nail fungus. That person has a nail fungus. That person has a nail fungus. I can see it. But your feet have been in a dark, moist environment, which is where bacteria festers and it grows. Like they say, if you have a nail fungus, don't wear any nail polish that's dark. You can wear transparents and keep your feet out of shoes as much as possible, exposed to the light because it doesn't grow worse when it's in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So FootLogic is a great brand. There's like a variety. They even have
professional medical grade brand that is very problem solved.
Focuses on like very dry, cracked heels,
sweaty feet, smelly,
also
foot deodorants.
But there's also one for the legs.
Tired legs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and also her formulations are really interesting because the bottom of the foot, the skin is different.
It's different.
You need a type of product, a type of formulation that really is going to penetrate the bottom of the foot.
Yeah, it's specific.
So it's not just like applying a body cream on the bottom of your foot. Like you really want to apply a product that absorbs properly. And her products are kind of like moussey.
She loves the mousses, which I like too, because when you put something that's too rich on the feet,
you walk around,
you kind of get slippy, right? It's uncomfortable. And so people will avoid application. I think but I love the overhydration. You know me, I'm like, I'll slap on as much hydration as I possibly can on my hands, my face, and my feet. Yeah. But a lot of people don't like the feeling.
No, me neither. It's like, I don't want to put cream on and walk around and see my footprints all over my floor.
Yeah.
Like that.
But you're right. Yeah.
You know, I would like the mousse absorbs quickly. You sit for like just a couple of minutes, you walk around, you have no like residue.
Yeah. So let's talk about the different. So first of all, FootLogic, we talked about it. Love that brand. It's doing really well right now as we're in the summer season. We are bringing in another brand called Gayvol. This is probably one of my favorite foot care brands out there. It's from Germany. Yeah. I've used it in business, but also as a client of Gayvol, and the smells are amazing. They have great seaweed baths. Like as a professional using this product, it's really great. And also very specific, but we don't have it yet. So maybe by the time this episode airs, we're going to have it live.
Hopefully,
but let's get into FootLogic and the different types of products that can be used for the different problems with the feet. All right. So let's talk about, we'll just go through it for cracked heels and very dry skin. What you want to do is seal moisture back in and gently file, never blade. And if you really want to do a deep, deep hydration for the feet, put on something very, very rich and put some socks on and sleep with them overnight.
Make sure you're doing this on clean feet. You can't
always
be doing
wash
this
your feet.
You have to have clean feet, then you file.
Yeah.
And then you would put on the product.
Yeah. But you don't want to overuse that excavator file too often because then you'll make your skin raw. So when you're dealing with your feet, like I often talk about cuticles, if you bite your cuticles or cut your cuticles, I don't recommend that people cut their own cuticles because you're not a professional and you didn't really learn how to do that. And sometimes we go too deep, which causes the body to build up a defense mechanism. Like if you're going at your heels every single day, your body's like, oh, I'm getting attacked.
Oh, so overproduces.
I'm going to start produce more, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with your cuticles. So for very dry, they have the FootLogic's very dry skin formula that's urea-based moisturizer, and it is very hydrating. For more daily upkeep and hydration, we like the DD Cream Mousse formula. I think that's the one that you've tried, right?
I have 2 at home. I have very dry and I have DD.
Okay, so you like them both. So one is more richer than the other.
Yeah.
Then you have the Bye Bye Callus Kit. So for somebody who has a lot of callus build up on the bottom of their feet, this is something that you can put on. I'm not sure if it's a spray formula, but either or. If it's a spray, spray it on the bottom. If it's not a spray, you can put it on gauze and then put it on tap it onto the bottom of your feet. Let your feet sit, and you can even soak them for maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you can take the excavator file and remove it. There's also this seaweed scrub, which is like a weekly exfoliation for the lower legs and the feet. They have the excavator file. They have the double-sided stainless steel file, which I love. It's coarse on one side and fine on the other.
I love it.
Yeah, it's super nice. And then they have the callus softener solution. So this is what you can use at home to remove calluses.
For sweaty feet, they also have deodorant spray. So you can do that really when you want to help. And they also have like a shoe refreshener, which I think
which is really nice. So
it's especially for summertime, you know?
I
And
think
sometimes
people,
weird materials.
But there's a lot of people that struggle with sweaty feet. I don't particularly have sweaty feet. And a lot of people that really struggle with odor. Like their feet really, even if they wash their feet and all that. So they have these 2 products that really help to keep everything fresh and dry, and then also as a deodorant.
Yeah.
So for overgrown cuticles on the feet, they have the FootLogic's cuticle conditioner, which is an alternative to daily conditioner, which they have also a cuticle softener. So one softens and you can gently push it back. Again, be careful with cutting. Cut off excess, but don't go at the cutting. Leave that to a professional. Let's talk about nail fungus, because nail fungus is like crazy how many people have it and don't even know they have it, and especially in elderly people. Nail fungus can present itself in a lot of different ways in the feet. Sometimes when it's on a surface level, it'll be green or black, but that's not what mostly happens. That kind of nail fungus I find usually happens when somebody's got gel nails on and it's cracked and the bacteria gets in from the top through the crack, and then it'll spread underneath on the surface of the nail. What's more difficult to get rid of on the toenails is what is underneath the nail. And sometimes the way it presents itself is the nail will start to get thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker and white. Really hard to get rid of.
What was that one that's in between the toes?
Oh, that's athlete's foot. And I've had that before, not knowing that I had that. And that's painful. I didn't know I had it for years.
Yeah,
I was going to a podiatrist and they were digging and digging and digging. And I just finally figured out that I had a nail fungus, put that nail fungus, probably from just walking around in a gym at the showers and stuff like that. I just put that on and it was gone.
I remember you
really
had that
fast.
in between your pinky toe and your side toe.
And I was limping. Like if I flew to Europe, I couldn't put my boot on when I got there. Like it was really, really bad, and nobody was able to diagnose it. So these things can present themselves differently. But to go back to toenail fungus, they have something called the toenail tincture with spirulina. So that is great. If you have nail fungus, that is great to prevent. If you're susceptible, like runners and stuff like that. When I ran a marathon, Tash, I got nail under my nail. I got your nail bed will start to lift also and
I
get
have a
thick.
cracked toenail from the top all the way to the bottom of my toenail.
Yeah.
And like you can see a rigid, and then sometimes like it always split at the top, so they like cover it, but like you can see a ridge.
Well, that's a damage.
It's usually massive damage, but I've had it for like 2 years since
But that's
marathon.
probably from running, because you put too much pressure on your matrix. Your matrix is just on above your cuticle.
I can see it. It's brutal.
So, but when you have a nail fungus, your nail bed will actually lift off. Like your nail will lift from your nail bed and it'll become white. And it's very difficult to get rid of, and athletes have it a lot, and elderly people, and it presents differently. But if it's left unattended, it gets really difficult and challenging, and it's hard to get to get rid of nail fungus. But this nail tincture with spirulina is excellent because but you have to make sure that you're using it daily, like twice a day. And
Consistency.
keep your feet out of shoes as much as possible when you have a nail fungus, and treat it daily. And when you treat the nail fungus, like you put the product on, but not with the product tip. Don't go and like push it in because you'll transfer the fungus onto that, and it'll make it worse. Take like a Q-tip and make sure you're getting it in underneath the nail bed so that it has the chance to, as the nail is growing, kind of move in underneath. I'll tell you, I've got rid of it. I had it. I've got rid of it. It's come back because once you have it once, it comes back easier, especially if you're a runner and you're in shoes and you're damaging and pushing. Every time you run, you're hitting your toes at the front,
I lost a toenail actually after my marathon too.
I lost
the
multiple.
Feet, they really take a beating, eh?
Yeah. So, but you can get rid of it. You just have to be very, very consistent. And when it's gone, because the nail bed grows out, continue using it for at least a month or two afterwards, and continuously check your feet because they can come back really easily. So the things that also I want to talk about, some habits that matter a lot. So don't share your files, right? Dry between your toes. Like when you're coming out of the shower, if you're susceptible, dry in between your toes, and wear flip-flops at pools, gyms, and locker rooms.
Yeah. Don't be barefoot.
And always, when it comes to foot care and anything that's going on with your fingernails, if you're concerned, you really have to seek a professional or your doctor for proper diagnosis. Don't try and diagnose yourself. If you have a black spot on your nail or toenail that isn't growing out, go to see a doctor because it could be melanoma. They have found a lot of cases of that. And people don't think that you get it under your nails, but you do. Even when if you're somebody who gets your nails done and you're used to wearing nail polish all the time, always look at your nails when they take off your nail polish.
Yeah.
Really good nail technicians will also say, hey, maybe go check that out. You should check that out. That's like the third time I've seen it and it's not moving. Like a bruise on your nail will grow out.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
All right. So I want to hop into some take it or leave it.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit of a rapid fire, and I want to know your opinion on some of the things. So first, shaving calluses off with a blade or Credo at the salon.
Well, I'm kind of in between that. First of all, if you just go to any salon that's like a factory salon, and we have a lot of them in North America, I would definitely stay away from that. If you're going to see a podiatrist and they're working on a condition, they've been trained in podiatry, absolutely. I think it's a great thing, but you have to be careful. You have to be very careful because it's a blade. It's a razor blade. So if it's done incorrectly, you can slice into your foot and really hurt yourself. It hurts.
Those peel off foot mask booties. I love that.
I think if you want to do it, do it. Like,
I don't think I can sit with a wet boot on my foot. I think I wouldn't be able to handle it.
So I think if you're going to do that, do it while you're having your manicure done.
Yeah.
Okay. Double, like be efficient.
Yes. At home electric callus drills.
I'm not a big fan of all those things at home for most cases, just because I think a lot of people don't know how to use that stuff and they overdo it and they create issues with it. But if you're very mindful and you have a lot of calluses and buildup on your feet and you know what you're doing, I don't see anything wrong with it. But it's an investment, right? A really good at-home electric callus drill it's not cheap. And make sure you keep it clean.
Glass or crystal nail and foot files.
I like them because they're very fine. And I talked about it before in the episode. A lot of people just go they are back and forth with a super, super rough file. It's destroying your nail, literally. So I love the glass and crystal nail files, but I would always, again, when you do it, go from left to right or right from left and sweep it. Sweep back and forth. Don't rub back and forth.
I definitely do that.
Aggressively.
Okay. Soaking your feet every night to fix dryness.
No, I don't think that you should be soaking because I think that soaking can cause dryness.
Yeah.
So
keeping a gel pedicure all summer versus letting your toes breathe.
Well, there you go. It's like your toes don't breathe. So yes, absolutely. You can do a gel pedicure. You can do a regular pedicure on your nails. Just always check your nail bed in between to make sure that you don't have a nail fungus. You don't have any dark spots. There's nothing
And
going on.
Your esthetician, nail esthetician also tell you.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them that don't, Tash. Like there's a lot of people in the market, you know, you have really great doctors and so-so doctors, right?
Yeah, I
so
guess that's
like
true.
your health is in your hands. So you have to check it yourself.
Going at your heels with a pumice every single day.
No, I don't. Once a week. When you're in the bathtub on your self-care Sunday, for example, take a pumice and go at the areas that are bothering you for foot hygiene, but nothing should be done every single day to the extreme.
Now to finish this, I want you to give people like a simple plan. What do they actually do? Like what's some of products that somebody can get like as a kit that's just not going to overcomplicate everything?
Okay. So like if you're thinking, if you want to do it at home and you don't have a budget to go to the manicurist, to go to a manicurist.
Just like a starter's kit, very easy. Like somebody who like wants to do it at home.
So I would say that if you're looking for hand and nail care, specifically gel care and manicurist have starter kits in pedicure and manicure.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can pick the colors that you like for the season. They always come up with seasonal colors. And I'll tell you something, both brands have beautiful colors this season.
Yeah.
Check that out.
I'm obsessed.
If you're talking about foot care, I would also with Foot Logics, we have some kits, little like savings kits where you buy things together. I think the thing that I would do if you don't want to go and have your nails done is there's gel care has a pedicure kit, and I don't know if Manicurist does. I don't think they have really anything much for the feet. A good nail file, a cuticle softener, callus softener, a good excavator file, and a good hydrator, and then whatever colors you want. And always remember when you're applying manicure products, whether it be gel polish or nail polish, use a base coat and use a top coat. It's going to extend the wear of and always make sure that you degrease the nail before. So if you use a cream on your feet, for example, and then you go and you put your nail polish base coat on, if you haven't taken a nail polish remover that doesn't contain oil and degrease, your nail polish will not hold onto the nail. So it'll peel off really quickly.
Yeah.
You need to degrease the nails.
Interesting. Okay.
And another thing that you can do is you could buy heating mittens. You know, if you're sitting watching TV at night, you could put like a really good moisturizer on your feet, and Gel Care has great heating mittens. You can use it for your hands or your feet and just, you know, keep them really, really hydrated.
Okay, yeah. So I love that. I love all those recommendations. And now to close this episode, we hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's a little bit of a different episode.
Yeah.
But it's really like we get a lot of questions about hands and feet. And I just think that now that summer is really here, it's important to talk about it. We have a lot of great options on BSC. So
yeah.
Regardless, a little rapid fire for you. One hand, nail, and foot habit everyone should start this week.
Wash your feet with soap every day in the shower or in the bath.
And wash your hands. And also Gel Care has a
nail brush.
A nail brush.
I love it.
God, do I love that.
Yeah. You can use it on your feet too, actually. But I would get one for the feet, one for the fingernails.
Yeah. Yeah. The foot and nail myth you must want to kill for good.
That they breathe.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
They're not like breathing organisms. Like your hair doesn't breathe.
Yeah.
But your scalp does.
They also say that about eyelash extensions. You just let your eyelashes breathe.
Yeah. No.
The one product you'd never give up.
A hand cream.
Yeah, you're obsessed with hand cream.
I tried every hand cream on the market and I have my favorites. But yeah, I need that in my purse, at my desk, in my kitchen, everywhere I have a hand cream. Right beside my bed, I have a hand cream.
Mine would be the Gel Care nail oil.
Cool.
Okay? Well, we hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, DM us, but we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you for listening to Skin Talks.
If this episode inspired you, taught you something new, or just made you feel seen, please share with someone you love. And if you believe in thoughtful and empowering conversations that help you make better choices for yourself around your beauty and wellness, please rate and review the show. It helps us to grow our community and we deeply appreciate it. Because this isn't just about skin.
It's about claiming your beauty, feeling strong, informed, and at home in yourself.
See you next week.